end this phone tax, end this phone tax.
I looked away for only 1 minute.
Hey guys, welcome to a day in my life. So we're in spring in South Africa at the moment, and I'm just really enjoying having fresh flowers outside and in my room. But honestly, it's so easy to pretend everything is good on the outside. Meanwhile, inside and around you, so much is actually going on, so much chaos in this world these days. But hey, this is life and we just have to push through. So I woke up this morning with the mission to make French toast, specifically strawberries and gooseberry French toast. And I remember that we had a little, is it a bush? Is it a shrub? I'm not quite sure what to call it, but it was a little gooseberry shrub. So I went to harvest some gooseberries to use in my French toast. I'm such a lover of fruit trees, and honestly, harvesting from this gooseberry shrub just reminded me of my home in Bamenda in Cameroon, where I come from. We have a lot of fruit trees, from pineapple to coconut, mango to guava. I mean, there's so much variety. So it's very like home to wake up in the morning and just go harvest fruits that you can use for the day. So I enjoy doing this. So to make our French toast, all you're going to need is some bread. It can be whatever bread of your choice, brown bread, white bread, and some milk, can be any milk of your choice, and an egg as well. So I'll put all the measurements in the description box, but basically you add in your milk and then you put in some salt and you put in some sugar as well, and you whisk everything together. Oh yes, with some vanilla essence too. Once your egg is mixed, next all you have to do is just to soak your bread into the egg. And some people like to soak for a long time, other people just like it to touch. So it all depends on how soaked you want your bread to be. But I like mine to be very soaked so that when I fry it, it's just going to be nice and moist. And then you put it in your frying pan with a little bit of oil. I actually should have added a bit more oil, and then you continue until you have, your desired number of bread. It's important to make sure that you're frying on low or medium heat, because it gets very hot and the bread can burn very easily as well. So make sure it's low or medium heat. I also make sure I turn the bread to the side just to cook the corners, because that's an easy part to miss. It's important to cook the corner so that it's nice and crispy. Or is it crunchy? The previous day, I went to go shop for some strawberries because I knew that I was going to be needing them for the French toast. But you don't have to use strawberries. Some people like their French toast with bananas. Some people like their French toast with other kinds of fruits. So it really all depends on you. I personally like strawberries because I've tried them before and I really enjoyed it, so I wanted to replicate what I had made before. And while I was at Woolworths, they're now not using plastic bags anymore. They actually give you their reusable bags, which is nice because they're encouraging recycling. So this is where the fun begins. I wanted to make a strawberry syrup, kind of just sweetened strawberry, if I can call it that. And basically you put the strawberry in with some sugar. Don't add any water. The natural liquid from the strawberries will cook it. But you see, I'm not quite sure what happened here. You see, I got distracted on Twitter and I burnt it, guys. I burnt it. For the record, just to make myself feel better, I was actually tweeting for a good cause, which I will get to in a moment. This whole end tax situation, you guys, you will not even believe what's going on.
I burnt it. I looked away for only 1 minute. Oh my gosh.
Literally just wasted my strawberries. Oh my gosh, let's try this again.
So I repeated the whole process again, and you need to let the sugar cook for a little while, and then you add some water and let it simmer. Then it will be ready.
I feel like this is supposed to be a little bit more runny than this right now.
So the next step is to add your favorite fresh fruits. So I'm using strawberries, but like I said, you can use whatever fruits you like. And to be honest, what actually makes this dish so nice is if it's eaten with ice cream or fresh cream, because it kind of pulls everything together. But unfortunately, I did not have that. So yes, I added a little bit of water into the saucepan just to get a little bit more of that syrupy sauce, and finished everything off with our gooseberries. So here's a finished product, guys. It's actually amazing how the little things like making yourself breakfast can just make you so happy, especially when you haven't had time to do it in a long time. So this was one of such days, and I was just happy to have the time to do this. So I ended up having my breakfast with a cup of tea, no milk, no sugar, because I mean the breakfast was already so rich, like in terms of the ingredients. So I just kept the liquid simple. And I ate with my hands because I just thought it would be more enjoyable doing it this way.
We are in my backyard. Let's have a discussion. I have some venting to do. Let's vent together. So lately I've been spending less and less time on Instagram because for some reason I'm just not feeling like the app really represents what I'm trying to do and what I'm trying to accomplish in this season. And not just that, I just feel like I don't really enjoy using Instagram anymore. I think Instagram is the one app where people seem to be living in a reality that is not actually accurate, and over consumption of that or over posting of that can make one to just live in a bubble or make people to seem fickle, which is not really the kind of person that I am. I personally, like, I'm not the kind of person who is influenced by others, like, you know, I'm going to be stressed because someone is traveling, or I'm stressed because someone is posting one thing or the other. No, that's definitely not me. For me, rather, it's coming from myself as a creator. I don't want to be the kind of person that is putting out content just because I want to, and not content that is really adding value. Not only that, but I don't want to be consuming people's fickle posts that are not really an accurate representation of what's going on in the world. Let me give an example. So this week we had the NSAS protest that literally was trending all over Twitter, and in Nigeria so much has been going on, and in Cameroon as well we're having this end phone tax trend, which has also been sweeping across Twitter, and people are sharing their realities, sharing their struggles, sharing pictures, images of real things that are happening in the world. But then you go on Instagram and it's like people are just posting selfies of the day, outfits of the day, and I'm like, dude, are you realizing that there is a reality? Like, why is Instagram just the one platform where people are just posting the good side of life? You literally have to pressure people on Instagram before they even think they are going to post something in relation to what is actually going on ground. With the whole world lost you. How is it happening for our life? They want to kill all we. They want to kill all we.
This is the village of Kukembomo in Cameroon being burnt to the ground.
A tweet from Sisi Yemi also caught my attention this week when she was sharing about how she saw Instagram to be different during the SARS protest, and these are some responses to her tweet.
I feel like I'm a whole lot more invested in the reality of life itself than trying to surround myself with a platform that is just seemingly so fickle. And I know that there are people who use Instagram for the sole purpose of business, for the sole purpose of marketing their personal brand, for the sole purpose of just maybe expressing their creativity, and that's perfectly okay because I use it in that way as well. But there comes a time where there has to really be a definitive moment where we can be able to separate reality from just superficial things that are happening in life. I literally almost deleted my Instagram until I was just like, you know what, I'll just keep it for now. I won't delete it yet.
The other problem is the algorithm is so messed up that we can't actually see the accounts that we enjoy because it shows you the same people every time.
I won't delete it because I've been able to make a lot of friends on that platform, and I want to keep those connections. Not only that, but I most of the time use my Instagram to spread the gospel of Christ, or just to share the realities of the struggles I'm going through in life. So, you know, if God lays something on my heart, I will share it on my Instagram. But for now, Instagram is just going to have to take a backseat. So right now I'm just going to the shops to go and print a document, my progress report for the clinic where I'm collecting data. The clinic basically requires me to give feedback on how I'm doing with my data collection every week.
Earlier this year, I was honestly really scared that I might not be able to start my data collection due to the coronavirus, but I'm so grateful that I was finally able to start, and the fact that I can even do follow-ups and come and print things and, you know, just do the study in itself just makes me happy, because I didn't know this would be possible this year.
Success!
Although I'm in South Africa, I always stay in touch with what's happening back home in Cameroon. And oh guys, there's so much that is going on back home right now. And let me just give you a little brief update. Wow, a little brief an update on what has been going on.
What's happening in Cameroon at the moment? What is not happening in Cameroon actually? What is not actually happening in Cameroon? I am a Cameroonian, and a lot is happening in Cameroon. Like, I'm smiling but I'm crying inside. Anybody who knows me, you know how passionate I am about what's happening in Cameroon, and every time I think about my home country, I feel like crying. But this week, or well, a few weeks ago, it was announced that they're going to implement a 30% tax on cell phones in Cameroon. And basically what this means is that when someone purchases a phone, you have to pay 30% tax on it. So let's say you buy a phone for 100,000 francs, you will have to pay on top of that 100 francs 30% of 100,000 francs added on top of it. And it was just like, where is this even coming from? Why? How? Who? The whole thing just seems so out of the blue, and it was like imposed, and nobody actually had a say as to why this is being imposed all of a sudden. And the means by which it wants to be done is also just seemingly a little bit shady, and Cameroonians are not understanding. So people are asking questions like, what's going on? But of course, knowing our country, we're not getting any response as such, and it's just like, hey, you people will just have to pay, and that is it. So this week on Twitter, Cameroonians were trying to trend end tax, end this phone tax, end this phone tax. But we don't know how far our tweets are going to go. Protests are banned in Cameroon.
This week, a Catholic priest was even arrested for walking alone. He was walking for peace in Cameroon, just praying as he walked, and he was arrested. So you can imagine what more of people gathering.
So yeah, it's a lot. You know, one begins to feel like there's nothing that we can do. I think Cameroonian youth just feel like our hands have been tied. Yeah, like I feel like we just hold on to whatever hope that can possibly be there, but man, deep down we just pray that things are going to change, because it just seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah guys, like I'm going to end the video here, because this is just getting like, just thinking about home, what's going on, and how people, like how, you know, the powers that be just seem to want to make things worse for every single citizen and not give the youth a breathing space. It's painful. So I'm gonna end the video here. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, my little day in my life. Like, subscribe, and yes guys, comment and let me know what you think on everything that we discussed. We discussed. All right guys,
It's better to stand up for what you believe in than to sit around waiting that things are going to change somehow. Even if you fail, even if no one listens, at least you know that you tried. So I just want to encourage you guys, if you're fighting for a cause out there, keep going, keep being brave, and don't stop talking.
I feel like I'm one of those African mothers who want to take a photo next to it. Leave.